Hello everyone, I'm Tara from Me and My Violin, and today we're going to look at a piece called In the Groove by Kathy and David Blackwell. The sheet music can be found in the ABRSM Initial Violin Syllabus 2020 to 2023. It's on page 8 and it is C1. I'm going to play it for you and then we are going to go over some of the markings on the page. Such a stunning piece, really fun. Okay, so I have made a sheet with all the different markings. Looks like that. And I'll put a link in the description below. So if you would like to print it out, you can get it down there. And while you're there, please subscribe to my channel and also remember to like the video. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few things. The first thing is the key signature. Can you see the three sharps there? That's an F sharp and a C sharp and a G sharp. So what that means is that this piece is using the notes that belong to the A major scale or the key of A major. So if you haven't done scales, don't worry about it. But if you have, then you will be familiar with the A major scale, which starts on A. Sounds like that. And basically, when a piece is in the key of A major, it means that it uses the notes of the A major scale, but in a different order to make it a bit more interesting. So for example, I could make up a little tune. And you can hear that I changed the order of the notes around and made up a melody. So that's what it means to be in the key of A major. And of course, the A major scale is made up of the notes A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. So you have three sharps, F sharp or C sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. And that is why you have three sharps in the key signature. The next thing to talk about is the time signature. Over here, the number's 4/4. And what that means is that there are 4 beats, 4 crotchet beats per bar. A bar is the space between the two vertical lines. Those are bar lines there, and in between is 1 bar over there. So this is a nice easy bar. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 crotchets, but it could be any notes that add up to 4 crotchets. So we could have 1 semi-brief, we could have 2 minims, ta would add up to 4 counts. We could have 4 crotchets, or a combination. So you could have 1 minim and 2 crotchets. Anything that adds up to 4 crotchet beats per bar. The next thing we can look at is this big thick black line with a 2 above it. This indicates a rest, and the 2 above it, when it's written like this, means that it is 2 bars rest. So we've just spoken about how a bar is 4 counts. So if you have 2 bars, you're going to have 4 and another 4. So it would be 8 counts, but we would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's happening there is that the piano is playing an introduction. So that is why there is a 2-bar rest in the beginning. Let's look at the notes that we use. So over here, as I said before, we're using the notes of the A major scale. So these first 4 notes can be found on the A string. When it's written in the second space from the bottom, it's the note A with a 0, no fingers. On the middle line, the third line from the bottom, it's the note B, and you play it with the first finger on the A string. C sharp is in the third space, second finger on the A string, and D is on the 4th line, third finger on the A string. Then we go on to the E string, that's in the top space. On that top line, the 5th line, is F sharp with the first finger. G sharp is the second finger, it's right on top of the stave. And when we add one little ledger line, that is third finger on the E string, which makes the note A. So we have the notes on the A string with all our fingers and on the E string with all our fingers. And remember, what's important is where the note head is written. So it doesn't matter if it's a minim that isn't colored in or a crotchet that is colored in. Those are both still A's because they are written in the second space. So it's all about where the head of the note is written, where that darker part is there. So those are the notes that we use. And then the rest, this rest comes up quite a bit, a few times. This looks like a brick and it's sitting on top of the third line. That is a minim rest, and you're going to count 2 counts for that. Ta, ah. 1, 2. Then we can talk about the tempo a little bit. So you'll see the word swing. Now swing is, if you take quavers, ta-te, 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 and you kind of make the first one a little longer and the second one a little shorter. Ta, 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 ta. So in this piece, it doesn't apply to the part that we play on the violin. It's actually applying to the piano part. But that's what the word swing means. And then this tempo marking here, 104 beats per minute. So crotchet equals C104. The crotchet is telling us that there are 104 crotchet beats per minute. And the C is telling us about that speed. So if I take my metronome and I turn the dial to 104, then we're going to get it. The speed of the piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's some dynamic markings that you will find in the piece, and I think you might have heard that I went a little softer in the middle of the piece, and that was because there was a mezzo forte marking. So mezzo forte is moderately loud, forte loud, mezzo piano moderately soft, and then this word crescendo means to gradually get louder. So that happens twice in this piece. And then some tempo markings. We've spoken about swing and we've spoken about the beats per minute. Right at the end, there's the word rit, which stands for ritardando, which means to gradually slow down, to get slower. And that's everything in the piece. I hope you have fun learning it. In the following videos, I go over the notes bar by bar to help you along, and then we gradually speed it up from 60 beats per minute to reach 104 beats per minute. So have fun with it and enjoy.